What we will learn in this course. So in the first section, we will see about the introduction. We will have a little overview of Lightroom, and we will see about lights, how use the lights in our photos. After, in the third sections about colors, we will see how to change the colors, how to use the colors, and the other section is about the effects. We have also about the masking. This is very cool. And about the editing photo, the main options to you editing your photos. And in the last section, we have some presets. Here I won't say anything, just pass the preset to you applying your photos. So I write in the videos the settings that you need to put in your photo. So it's just to apply, and I hope you enjoy the course. In this class, we will learn to edit the photo automatically without having to understand anything. You will click on this automatic option, and Lightroom will edit the photo through artificial intelligence editing, brightness, the contrast, the saturation. Sometimes you are in a hurry and don't have time to edit, so this way is a perfect way to you editing your photos in a automatic option. In this class is just, and see you in the next one. In this class, we will learn how to cut your photo. Start clicking on crop and go to these options. So in the first, you can straighten your photo to left and to the right. To go back to the zero, just click 2 times in the screen and go back to 0. You can rotate your photo, you can flip to left to right and to down and to up. And in the first option, we have some formats from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias. You can choose the format and let your photo to adapt. So there are the options to straighten and cut your photo however you like. In this class, we will see about the geometry of the photo. So go in this tab, geometry, and the first option is about rotation of this photo. So every function I will increase and decrease everything to you see how this photo stay with these options. So here we can start to vertical and horizontal. We can rotate the photo as left as right, and the other option is about the aspect. So you can aspect to the vertical and horizontal, the scale, the same thing. And in the last option, you can move the photo to the left or to the right. Usually this tab you use it to do some montage or image to crop and text something. So in this class, just see you in the next one. In this class, we will see about the lights. So here in this class, we start by lowering the exposure, which is the first function there of the lights. Generally, if it's an environment that has light in the background, it will improve a lot. And in the second function is the contrast function that generally makes the photo more vivid. Here, the highlights. You can see there in the background how the light has improved. If I reduce everything and if I increase it, how much brighter it is if I increase it. So it gets much better if you can do in a dark environment. Increase the highlights, then you can give more focus by changing the exposure. So first move there in the highlights, then you can see if you reduce or not the exposure. Here we have the shadow part. So if you want to make your photo lighter, you increase it. And if you want to make it darker, you decrease it. Thing will also depend on the environment. In this case, it was dark, so I increase it. There is a right option for the picture look for you to see. I'm going to increase everything and reduce it for you to see which one is the best. So there, I think move it a little bit gets better. And here it's the black one. So you can increase everything and decrease everything to see how that will stay. Will depend on how black your photo is. So I am going to reduce it just a little bit so you can play around, increase one and decrease the other and see how it's turning out. But only in this function you can already change a lot there in the quality of your photo, and also there is the part of the curves up there. So for example, I clicked there in the colors that will have a very famous function, which is the RGB, red, green and blue. So by clicking on the blue, you can make your environment more blue. If you move it just a little bit up and if you move a little bit down, you remove the blue. Look, I thought I was cool to put it a little bit. The blue bar goes up, so I think it's look better. But of course, we keep testing. For example, I zoomed in so you can see how the function is here. Generally, if you move it a lot, it will spoil your photo. So move it just a little bit. I move it a little bit here. I already thought it was too ready, so I'm going to reduce it again. And there is also the function of green. If you want to make it a little more green, then we'll see in the another class with the green environment, what's happening if you change this occupation. And there's the wider party. Just to look for you to see that if you increase it, it will make the photo with whiter colors. And if I decrease it, it will make the photo darker. So there's the top part too. The more up, the wider it gets. And the farther down, the less white it gets. Look, so here we can see that only with this function of the lights in Lightroom. Of course, combined with other functions, the photo improves a lot. But only in this function, you can adjust a good part of the photo editing there. So the light tab is one of the most important tabs in the Lightroom because that's where you make your photo look more professional. If you click on the photo and hold, I can see how it was before editing. So I will click here for you to see. Look at the difference, how it made my body much more visible, and there's the background was much more professional. It took away that ugly light effect with the highlights. Light in the background was very good. So in this class is just see you in the next class. How this photo has a lot of lights, I decided to show you how to make it more beautiful. So I decrease the exposure and I increase the contrast. I decrease at the end the highlights to let the lights without bursting. So after I increase the shadows, and the photo will stay more visible. How has some lights, right? I increase it to highlight these lights and I decrease a little bit the black. After I go in color, go in mix, in how this photo had a lot of red lights. So I put the saturation in 100 and I increase a little bit the luminance. So see the difference. So to finish, I put the exposure almost in the maximum and I increase the clarity, and to finish I increase a little bit to the edge. See the result of this photo, how it was and how it is now. The red let the photo more beautiful, the lights, the light, everything. So in this class is just see you in the next one. How to edit the shirt color in the Lightroom. Click in color and go in mix. So if your the shirt is green, you need to select the color green and add some options. Full saturation and luminance. Here you can increase or decrease these options. So if you decrease the saturation and who your the shirt can be yellow if the shirt is green. So here I will change the color of the sky is blue. I select the color blue and increase the saturation, luminance, who I can change the color of the sky. It's very easy, but you need to pay attention if this color just had in the sky. For example, here you can change the color of the sea and the sky. Then you need to see if it have two elements in the photo with the same color. If don't have other elements, just your the shirt is one color and don't have this color in the photo is easier. So in this class is just I see in the next one. In this class, we will see of the colors. So the first option in the temperature of the photo, decreasing it will make your photo cooler. And if you increase it, leave your photo hotter. Temperature, if you increase it, you get the photo with a purple aesthetic. And if you decrease it, you have a green aesthetic. The other option is the saturation of the photo. So if you increase it, everything you had more saturation in the colors, and if you decrease it, you have a black and white photo. The vibrancy is the most important part you need to if you want to highlight the colors. So that I increase the vibrancy, I have a brilliant color. Here you can put the photo with white and black, and here you can use the best option, but you always click in custom to you edit yourself. Click on gradient, and here you have some options. The first is shadows. So if I put in the blue, I can control the shadows of the blue. It's very important. So you can control the luminance, branding. So here you can choose the color and control just the color. So here I just control the shadow blue. And here the second option, we have the stones. So can you see that I put the point in the middle? So in the middle is the right. So I can control the right of the photo. Want to control every colors, you control just the right, put in the middle the colors. Here the third option is the highlight, so I can control the highlight also. At the end, you can create a mask of the color. So I put in the blue or purple. The photo will have an aesthetic of that color. So we saw about the grading and go to the colors. So here, can you see that heavy blue in the photo? Click in blue and you can increase the saturation, the luminance. How in this photo have I can to mix on that. You can change the color, but always I just change the vibrancy of the color. Let this color with more beautiful aesthetic. No to change the color of the pool. So in this class we saw about the colors. See you in next one. In this class, we will see about the tab effect. So the first option of the photo is the texture. So if you increase everything, you get more details of the photo, and you can increase and decrease everything to see what's the best idea. And the second option is the clarity of the photo. So if you increase everything, you have more clarity, but I advise you don't touch a lot in the texture and the hazes, because it will spoil your photo. The other option is vinaigrette. So if you increase it, the option is white, and if you decrease it, is black. And the last option is grain. So I will increase it here to you see. When you put this, you can see the sprinkles of the photo. And using this option, you unlock the option to adjust the other details, the same thing as with the vinaigrette. So just using this tab of the photo effects, you can change a lot your photo. You can give more details for your photo and make your photo much more professional. So in this class is just, I see you in the next one. Today we will learn how to change the sky in the photo. It's easy. So first, open your image in the Lightroom. This photograph needs to have a sky in the image. Once you have done, you will click in presets and choose the option sky. So have a lot of options. I put blue gamma, dark gamma, news topicals. So if you like one of these options, click and you can decrease or increase the effect. So it's very easy. Then this is a way to how to edit your sky. I hope you like it and see you in the next class. In this class, we will learn how to edit our face. So put in the second option of presets and you can choose this option. This option increase our blue in our face. It's very cool. So you can correct the imperfections. In the third option, you can show more details. In my opinion, this is very bad, so I put in the 0, but you can choose. In the other options also, you can move dark circles. You can put your iron brown more dark, and always you can increase and decrease. You don't need to put a lot of effects, just correct some imperfections. And you can add your iron browns more darking. It's very cool. And in the last option, I will show you how to edit the texture hair and smooth hair. It's very cool for your hair also. In this selfie, I'm not laughing, so I will put a photo where has a people smile to show you how to edit the color of your teeth. So choose the image where you are smile. But in the present, in this option, within teeth, you can let your smile more white. Cool. So in this class, you learned how to edit our face. See you in the next class. In this class, we will learn how to edit just our body, not all the image, just your body. So click in preset, go into third option, subject, and you can choose if you can stay more tan, brown, white, or some brown. Have a lot of options. you can choose it. Then if you want this option, you can increase or decrease the effect. And so have these options. I will show you all the options, but the choose is yours and you can choose the best option. Of course, if it's a sunny day, the best option is warm pop. If it's night, so the best option it's the last, the option glow. So in this class is just, and see you in the next. Today we will see about masking. So go in masking, and masking is to your edit just a part you select in the photo. So I click in subject. So go in create, and the Lightroom will recognize the body of the color. So the red part selected is the mask, and I can edit just the mask or the body. As the other types to edit your body, click in presets, but this type is better because you can edit a lot of things like saturation, temperature, rule, and color. So this is very important. So when you want to edit just a part of the photo, I advise you to use mask. So the second mask in the sky, I go in mask and click on the plus button and select sky. The Lightroom will select the sky automatically, so you can edit just the sky. Go and create and done. You can change the color of the sky. You can let your sky more hot or more cold, more blue. It's perfect to edit the time of your photo. And in the presets have the option to edit just the sky, but here is the same thing. You can edit a lot of things, a lot of color, saturation. Then is the best idea to edit your photos. The function masking is perfect to you edit your photos because you can select a lot of things. I'll show you. The next masking is the brush, so you can paint just the part that you want to edit. So go and create, and here you can paint. For example, I paint here to show you. So all the part red is the part that you can edit. Here you can delete if you make a mistake, and you can increase or decrease the brush size. So I select this part of my face, and I show you that I can edit just the red part. So I go in clarity to show you how we stay if I edit like a pimple or other things. You can choose and paint just this part. Is perfect. So mask is about this. You choose the part of the photo in the Lightroom, create a masking, and you edit just that part. The next masking is about liner gradient. Gradient style is to you that you want to create a visual identify and you have the organized feed. So you start the beginning of the photo with more color, and in the middle of the photo we have some gradient style. So here I show you. I put the saturation in the maximum, so see the sky in the beginning of the photo, in the top of the photo, and in the down is low. We have the halo gradient, it's the same thing, but in this case we have a circle, and you can increase and decrease edit the circle, and the addition just apply inside this circle. Is the same thing that liner gradient. It's better when you can edit just a piece of the photo. And the next masking is about color range. I go in the plus button and click on color range, create, and you select the color that you want edited. So I put in the green, and I can redefine here and go and apply to you edit just the green of the photo. Here you can see that the grass is green, so I put in apply, and I can edit everything like go and effects, and you can edit the saturation of the grass so the grass stay more alive, the highlights, the temperature, and also you can edit the color of the grass. So go in hue, and you can choose a lot of colors like green, pink, blue, red, all the things. It's very easy edit the color of anything. Just create a mask and go in color range. And the last masking, go in luminance range. You can create a luminance in the photo. You choose the point I will put in the top of the photo, and I can apply the illuminance of the photo. So I can put more saturation in this point, and I show you how stay it after editing. A point of the luz there. So in this class, it's just see you in the next one. In this class, we will see about the healing. So how to you delete something, some object of your photo. The first option, going healing and removing. This will brush things. So you can increase and decrease the size of the brush. I'll show you here. So if I increase, I can brush a big part of my photo. But if I decrease, I'll show you how to delete one person. So I can delete paint all the object and you can see more details and this stay more perfect. So again, until it stay good and okay, you can remove using the brush. And done. I can remove using this. Is better than using a big size. You can use a small size. It works. The second option is heal. It's like a makeup. So you can choose the option and select the over the object, and the Lightroom will understand what have in the background in next to, and it will healing the photo. It's worth and faster. So it's perfect also. And the last option is clone. So if you have a part of your photo that you want to clone, like this, we have grass equals. So I select the people here and I put the clone next to because it's the same. So I'll show you here, you can choose the part, but here is the same thing. So replace this part and it will delete the people also. So this is 3 ways to you remove something in your photo. In this class is just see you in the next one. In this class, I'll show you the main options for you editing your photos. First thing, I click on Auto and go in Light. Start lowering exposure. All my photos, I lowering the exposure because on the time to take the picture, I'm using a great light. So to focus in these lights, I lowering the exposure. After I increase the contrast, decrease the highlights. Here I will show you how stay the sky if I increase the highlights and if I reduce focus in the sky. If I put in the negative, it stay very good. Here in shadows we have a lot of black in the photo, so I decrease to highlight the black, and in the right I increase just a little. In the black, I put the same function of the shadows. How in this photo have a lot of blacks, I need to decrease it to highlight the blacks and stay very beautiful the black, a black darker. After I go in color and always I increase the vibrancy to let the photo with the colors more alive. After I decrease the temperature because I want a blur photo, so I decrease the tint also. But in the saturation, I increase to let the photo with more color. This tab is done. Go to Effects. Increase all the options in this tab because it stay the photo with a lot of details, a beautiful photo with more visibility and impact photo. This is very important. Photo with more detail stay very good. To finish it, I go on color again and I click in mix. Can you see the green background of the photo? So I put the green and I increase all the saturation. So behind the photo is stay very beautiful. And I decrease a little bit the luminance to don't change the color of the green. And now you can see the before of editing and after. Can you see before without colors, without details, and now a beautiful photo? If you post your photo without editing in your social media, probably you don't have so much impact than editing with this function. So in 2 minutes I edited this photo and it's very fast, and you can see the difference of this. In this class, we will edit the photo since the beginning. So first, open the photo in Lightroom, click in Auto to adjust the first settings. So go in Light, low the exposure, is very important in an internal environment. Then increase the contrast and low the highlights because it has highlights in the background of the photo. So this is very important to let the highlights more clean. Then go in shadows and increase a lot because when you increase the shadow in the photo, the image stay very clean. And the white and black, in this case, I reduce it because I increase the shadows. So go in colors and go in vibrancy. This is very important. When you increase the vibrancy, you let your photo more alive. After going mix and choose the colors of the photo, you see the orange in the background. So I clicked in orange and I increase all the saturation. But my body changed also. But we will see how to remove it after. So I increase the luminance of the orange. Can you see in the background to the photo stay more alive? And in the effects, we increase everything, the textures, the clarity, the haze, everything to stay the photo with more details. And in the end, I clicked in the presets and I go in the subject and change my border color. So in the beginning, I edit just the background of the photo, and in the end, I edit my body color. So this is very important. Start with the background of the photo, and after go change your body, okay? And now can you see the before and after the edition? The quality of the image increased a lot, and in this class is just see you in the next class. In this class, we will see about the night photo. So, the only case that I increase the exposure is this night photo because make the photo brighter. Then I decrease the contrast and I increase everything the highlights because highlights the background behind. After I increase the shadows and right, it will make your photo brighter. And if you increase the black also, the photo stay less dark. In the color, I put the temperature in the negative to let your photo a little cold. The vibrancy, I increase it to let your photo more alive, and the saturation I increase also to let your photo more visible. So, going effects, decrease a little bit of the texture and increase a lot the clarity. Okay, the photo is brighter. But the body is very white, so go in the presets and go in subject and choose one of these options. I choose vibrant and click on the option and increase everything. Night photos always need more light. See the before and after as it got much brighter. So in this class is just see you in the next one.